So you're thinking about moving to Ocean Springs? That's just great because today we're going to take a look at a premier community, Palmetto Pointe. We'll take a look at some of the different home sizes, some of the different price points, and if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you a great reason why you'd like to live in this particular community. So let's take a look. Hi, I'm Chester Harvey, and all the time I'm getting calls from folks just like you, whether they're moving to Ocean Springs in 7 weeks or 7 months, all wanting information about living in Ocean Springs. They may even want to sell their house, or perhaps even put the house on the market for rent. Either way, why not subscribe to my channel, touch that notification bell, and you'd be on the cutting edge of what's going on. Every week we're coming out with new videos. So let's take a look here at Palmetto Pointe and see if it's your cup of tea. Entering the front distinctive entrance to Palmetto Pointe, you'll see that the subdivision has been in existence since the late 1900s, 1990. You see it's a little bit more established in that the yards are all greened, landscaped. You'll see a tree dotted here and there. This was not the beginning or the first part of Palmetto Pointe, but actually towards the end. In other words, it was started after the first section. We're going to be going from the newer section to the older section. But you see, even with this older section there, it's a little bit more established here. These houses run anywhere from high 200s for pre-existing homes to the 500s and 600s, depending on the size. And you have all different sizes here. These would be more in the mid to high 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. You'll notice that we are a little bit further out on the eastern edge of Ocean Springs. That's why there are no pre-existing sidewalks, shall we say, or certainly have underground utilities and water and sewer, but no sidewalks. A little more relaxed, shall we say, type living. But it's still here safe on the eastern edge of town. Now we're moving into, we'll be here in a minute, the first part of Palmetto Pointe. A little older. See more established trees. Larger homes. We're probably in the 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2-3 baths. And these would be more in the 4 to 500,000. In other words, we're going from a newer area to like a more mature, older area. And so this is where it started in the late 1900s. Folks who bought this house are enjoying it. Looks like their kids are all in different sports and arts and activities. They even put in a pool. So you're dotted around with different amenities in these houses. You're still looking at the stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, nice finishes. And many of them have pools, like I said. You're really close to just about anything on this side of town, near the Walmart, only probably about 5 miles from the hospital. Here we come up to a designated community play area with the Palmetto Pointe Park, rather. Private for this area and exclusive just for the subdivision. Another aspect of this particular community is in its relation to navigable water. Now, once we come to the other entrance at this end, I'll show you what I'm talking about, because the other entrance, you come in and it's lined by the bayou that takes you straight out to the Gulf. And if you'll look back and see the video I have on waterways of Ocean Springs, I'll tell you a little bit about the different types of water use, water view, marsh view. They're just bayou view, tributaries. You see what I'm talking about. Now this is the other entrance to Palmetto Pointe. Coming from the back entrance into Palmetto Pointe, we're coming down Mary Mahoney Drive. And you'll see on the bayou side homes that are raised, larger homes, much larger homes. You're talking about the huge lots here. With views and use of the water. Some people have boat houses. See the view of the water, and there's several more lots here available here on Mary Mahoney Drive. They're pretty deep, as you can see. There's just one couple that are available. You wonder about, well, who in the world was Mary Mahoney? Well, Mary Mahoney was a restaurateur in Biloxi who had a specialized seafood restaurant that was made historic by so many celebrities that came to eat there, including many presidents. In fact, she had been featured several times with presenting meals to different presidents in the White House. The restaurant is still her namesake and going quite strong in Biloxi. So if you want some good seafood, that's the place to go. And this street was named after her. Her legacy just happens to be the way into Palmetto Pointe. But keep in mind, these lots here, deep lots, if you wanted a waterfront lot, this is a great place to consider. And there are several that are available. Palmetto Pointe streets wind around the subdivision. Here in the older section, you'll see that I always call these little finger shoots cul-de-sacs that come off the main entrance. And you can see we're in the older section again. This is the much older section, more established, maybe about 25 years or so. Many trees. So in other words, this particular subdivision land was not completely stripped down of the trees. Nature was maintained, as you can tell from these much more established homes in this particular cul-de-sac off the main entrance. It's a family neighborhood. Got your playground. Kids can ride around on their bikes safely, because where this is located on the eastern part of town, it's not necessarily a drive-through type neighborhood. Pretty much you either live here or you have a reason to come here. You're also close enough, within 10 miles or so of the casino industry. If that's your cup of tea, you can be over at a casino, depending on what time of day you're traveling. Just hop out on Highway 90 and go over the Ocean Springs Biloxi Bridge, and you're there on Casino Row in Biloxi. For a lot of retirees come down here to retire who enjoy the aspects of casino, being casino living close to a casino, gaming. And you're also here about equidistant to Biloxi to your west, and you've got your shipbuilding industry, Ingalls shipbuilding industry, to the east, along with the Chevron oil refinery. Those two, plus the Keesler Air Force Base, are three of the largest employers here in South Mississippi. On the north end of the original Palmetto Pointe community is a new section recently, the past 8 or 10 years, of the bluffs at Palmetto Pointe. These two areas were built by several builders, but the ending product, like what we have here, was built by several prominent national builders. You can tell by the newness that it's not quite as established, but these are still newer homes in that price range I was talking about, anywhere from mid 300s up to 500,000, depending on the amenities size. You've got homes up to 4 and 5 bedrooms and 3 and 4 baths. Of course, this is a much smaller area. Here again, the lots are nice size, and here you can tell the difference because of its newness, that on this part of Palmetto Pointe, you do have, on the back part, I should say, you do have sidewalks. It's a little bit different feel. Well, either someone's having a birthday or they're celebrating getting to go to maybe Auburn or Florida with these orange and blue colors. Well, hopefully this has given you a feel of both Palmetto Pointe and the bluffs at Palmetto Pointe in the new area. And the lifestyle you can see. It's quite Sunday morning. Not a whole lot of folks out. It's a good time to film. A lot of pride of ownership in this particular community, as you can tell by the way that people keep their manicured yards. And it is in the dead of summer, so it is very hot, I will tell you that. So it's hard to keep things growing in this 100-degree or 90-degree heat. but people do a pretty good job. It'll be fall before you know it. I notice in different places people have these large sprinkler systems out. There's not a sprinkler ban or anything like that, so they can water their yards without fear of retribution from the county. You're actually in Ocean Springs city limits here. No, that's not right. You're actually in the address of Ocean Springs, zip code 39564, but this particular subdivision is more controlled by the county. You've got county water and sewer, Jackson County Utilities, and Jackson County Sheriff Department. One of the main reasons to live in Palmetto Pointe subdivision is its close proximity to Ocean Springs High School, only approximately a half to three-quarters of a mile. The current Ocean Springs High School was completely built after Hurricane Katrina and opened in August 2012. It's a state-of-the-art complex. It consists of about 330,000 square feet, over 250 classrooms, an auditorium that seats 750 folks, and 2 gyms, including a practice gym. There's a 964 by 169 foot courtyard in the middle of the school to make it look like a college quad. Complete structure was built for hurricane standards, safety standards, and should withstand up to 140 mile per hour winds. The enrollment of the school is approximately 1,800 students, and the building facility was built for as many as 2,200 students. The student to teacher ratio was 15 to 1, and graduating class are approximately 90+% graduation rate. College readiness scores exceed state and national levels, and the school itself is always ranked top 1 or 2 in the state and is currently number 1 rated in the state of Mississippi. The mascot for Ocean Springs is the Greyhounds, and we have competitive programming in football, baseball, softball, girls softball, basketball, soccer, cross-country track and field, swimming, and much more. The full athletic complex includes a football stadium, basketball and softball fields, and access to Olympic-sized swimming pool for swimming activities at the Y. As far as the fine arts are concerned, all the fine arts are recognized in the regional and sectional area, with high emphasis on all the arts, because Ocean Springs itself is an artsy community. The theater program is recognized statewide continuously, winning quite awards for their performances, and also on a regional and national level as well. The theater department includes plays, musicals, makeup department, full range of making their own sets. The students are involved in all parts of the theater process. Choir is also well known throughout the state of Mississippi, winning many contests there. And the band is quite phenomenal, with several different band directors specializing in all facets of band performance, special emphasis on woodwinds, double reeds, brass, percussion, all included in the band program. There's a strong visual arts program reflecting Ocean Springs' cultural heritage and the fact that it is a culturally arts community. Beyond academic and sports, students have access to dozens of clubs, leadership groups, and service organizations. Cultural and technical programs equip students with practical skills for employment and advanced education. Why would a family choose Ocean Springs? Well, for families moving to the Gulf Coast, Ocean Springs High School is a powerful reason to choose Ocean Springs. The beauty of the location of Palmetto Point, it's so easy to get to. From the west, coming from the Gulfport Airport or Keesler Air Force Base, or coming from the east, Mobile Airport, Chevron Oil Refinery. If you're working there at English Shipbuilding Corporation, you go right here to exit 57, which is Highway 57, comes straight down past Highway 90, past the railroad tracks. And right here, just beyond the high school, is Palmetto Point, because the high school complex is right here. And if you went due west on Old Spanish Trail, you'd come to the middle school here, and then you'd keep on coming this direction to downtown Ocean Springs. And then on the way, you'd pass Walmart and several different other places of interest, especially a little bit too big, especially the hospital complex, which is right around here. So the ease of getting to Palmetto Point, one more time, I-57 exit straight on down past Highway 90, a little bit further down to Palmetto Point, but on the way, you just passed the high school complex right here. Very simple, about 5 miles from point A to point B. So if you want additional information about living in Ocean Springs, why not shoot me a text, write me an email, or better yet, let's arrange a Zoom call with the information below. That way we can keep in touch, we can meet each other face to face, and work on those goals to make your dreams come true. Let me help you make a smooth move to Ocean Springs.